Hello and welcome to our English news broadcast here from Canal Algérie. First, the top stories of the news. In his periodic meeting with the representative of the national press outlets, the President of the Republic harks back to a set of national and international issues while announcing his candidacy for a second term. The Algerian woman is present at all levels, notably during the elections, another boon to consolidate its position within a fair representation system. Children of nationals abroad keep flocking to Algeria to spend vacations and discover their ancestral habits and traditions. Welcome back. Those were the top stories, and now the news in full. We kick our news bulletin with the periodic meeting of the President of the Republic, Al-Majid Tebboune, with the representatives of the national press outlets, during which he harked back to a set of national and international issues. The gist of the meeting with Melissa Kabash.
During his meeting with the representative of the national press, President of the Republic Al-Majid Tebboune announced his will to run for a second term in the upcoming presidential elections. He also harked back to several important issues, namely his working and inspection visit to the province of Tizi Ouzou, terming it as successful, while thanking the inhabitants of the province for their warm welcome, indicating that the province has reached a new development phase.
تيزي وزو دخلت في مرحلة جديدة للتنمية، وأنا كل أذان صاغية لمشاكلهم، مثل ما كانت أذان صاغية لمشاكل خنشلة وتندوف.
The head of state surely got the country back on track. The economic indicators are a telling evidence of his immense efforts, as its main concern is to meet the needs of citizens, then build a sound economy.
اليوم كل المؤشرات تاعنا تدل، والمؤشرات التي هي معترف بها من طرف صندوق النقد الدولي والبنك العالمي أنها مؤشرات حقيقية.
President Tebboune revealed that Algeria gained back its position on the international scene, and its voice is clearly heard and recognized, as seen in the different visits he paid to different countries.
كلمة راكزة على حقائق، على المعاش اليومي نتاعها وعلى القوة نتاعها داخليا، نزولا عند الرغبة نتاع كثير من الأحزاب والمنظمات سياسية وغير سياسية والشباب نتاعنا.
He also announced his intention to run for another term, underlining that this decision has been taken as per the calls of political parties, political and non-political organizations, as well as the youth.
ترشيح 2019 قلت أنا مترشح تاع الجميع.
The President of the Republic thanked the parties, the organizations and the youth who demanded him to run for a second term, recalling that during the 2019 elections, he mentioned that he was the candidate of all, including the youth and the civil society, adding that this will remain the same regarding the second term, thanking the parties who trusted and supported him.
جبهة التحرير، حركة البناء،
التجمع الوطني،
جبهة المستقبل، صوت الشعب،
مختلف الأطياف السياسية الجزائرية
الديمقراطي ومختلف. راكم سمعت في تيزي وزو البارح الشباب تاعنا كيطلب عهدة ثانية وكذا إن شاء الله.
He also reiterated his conviction as a president and a citizen of Algeria's glorious history.
إيمان قوي، إيمان بالثورة، إيمان بالرجال، بالمقاومة، وترسخت فينا، صبحت تجري في الدماء تاعنا. الجزائر احنا عندنا في الدماء تاعنا ما كان محيط نتاعي.
President Tebboune recalled the great achievements made by our country, Algeria, in different sectors, which allowed him and the Algerian society to be optimistic when it comes to the future of our country.
هذه كلها خلقت جو اللي يخلي كاع الجزائريين وانا ما بينهم متفائلين مستقبل اخر اقتصادي ان شاء الله.
Finally, the head of state reiterated his commitment to carry on his efforts aimed at developing our country at all levels. Our country has been through a lot, hoping to do even more in his next term.
هذا الجاي إن شاء الله تكون فيه متسع تاع الوقت أكثر لترسيخ كل ما بدينا فيه من الناحية الاقتصادية من الناحية العلمية.
That was the President of the Republic speaking to the national media. The National Independent Authority for Elections, or ANI, called on the international press outlets willing to cover this event to submit their accreditation applications at the level of the Algerian diplomatic and consular representations, where these outlets are headquartered, starting from the 5th of July to the 20th of August, providing the required document for this purpose. The Independent National Authority for Elections is setting the stage for the presidential race by ensuring neutrality and transparency. It offers all necessary guarantees to candidates aspiring to the highest office, that of President of the Republic. Story by Men Al-Ma'fa.
There are only a few days left before the end of the legal period for withdrawing individual signature collection forms. This procedure has attracted a large number of candidates aspiring to run either on behalf of political parties or as independents. The doors of the National Independent Authority for Elections will remain open to welcome candidates until midnight on the 18th of the current month. As the legally authorized body to organize the country's major event on September 7th, the National Independent Authority for Elections is ensuring the success of this procedure by implementing all necessary organizational measures, such as facilitating the withdrawal and validation of forms. To this end, human resources have been mobilized. An electronic platform is available for candidates and for their representatives, as well as a toll-free telephone line which allows for appointment scheduling in quest of validating subscription forms in all municipalities. And in order to keep the public informed of all updates and data, significant media coverage is continuously accompanying this operation. The arrangements and facilitation provided to candidates for the presidential elections on September 7th are crucial steps in the electoral process, thereby consolidating the democratic landscape in Algeria.
Still with the same event, the political scene in Algeria is characterized today by a strong and influential presence of Algerian women. They are present in all national events, and the upcoming elections are not an exception, with female candidates and future voters, as we affirmed during an interactive meeting of civil society in Iran. Leticia Sqawi gives us the main outcomes of this event.
As the presidential elections on September the 7th are approaching, the role of Algerian women in the political arena is highlighted during an interactive meeting of electoral culture, where participants expressed their satisfaction regarding this point.
This event concerns all citizens in general, but particularly Algerian women, given their achievements. Our country is democratic, and when we discuss democracy, it is crucial to grant both men and women the same rights. The Algerian constitution allows the Algerian women to take part in political activities. Actually, women play a pivotal role on the political scene and have the right to be candidates for the presidential elections and popular councils. Today, the Algerian woman has an important role in society. This is the new Algeria, where women have a particular position in society.
Algerian women have a commendable path in the political arena thanks to the adoption of a support strategy and efficient measures that ensure the balanced and strong representation, both in candidacy as well as the participation in the elections. This affects policy and the decision process, impacting therefore the societal life.
Today, Algeria is undergoing a new era thanks to the profound and inclusive reforms, thanks to both its intellectual activities and the efforts of its citizens, and the female role is so visible in this new era.
Algeria, through its constitution, judicial and regulatory texts, adopted a series of reforms and policy aiming to reinforce the role of women in elections. These reforms remove the obstacles and challenges in order to improve the rights of women and promote their position in all fields.
During a meeting held by the UN Security Council, Algeria's representative Ammar Benjama reiterated Algeria's support for the UNRWA to fulfill its noble mission, notably vis-à-vis refugees. Let's have a listen to him.
My country, Algeria, upon the decision of President Abdelmajid Tebboune, has very recently allocated $15 million to UNRWA in response to the SG calls to allow UNRWA to continue operating. This aim to help the agency overcome shortages following some donors' decision to freeze or to suspend their contributions. Such a situation should prompt us to think about a more stable and sustainable financial model for UNRWA. Algeria reaffirms its unwavering support for UNRWA and call upon all partners to continue supporting it to fulfill its mandate now and in the future.
Ammar Benjama speaking at the UN Security Council. Algeria has always been advocating for the just causes, notably the Palestine and the Sahara. Once this commitment was once again reiterated, but this time in France via a ceremony held at the Algerian embassy in France on the occasion of the 62nd anniversary of Algeria's independence, in the presence of Palestinian ambassador to France. Report by Afaf Belhujat, taken by Manal Mafa.
The July 5th ceremony was also a powerful affirmation of Algeria's values on the international stage. It featured solemn moments in the presence of representatives from the world's last two colonies, Palestine and Western Sahara. The Algerian ambassador to France reaffirmed Algeria's unwavering support for these causes, highlighting its role as a haven for revolutionaries and oppressed peoples.
Le peuple algérien, qui est très cher au cœur de tout Palestinien.
It is a great honor for me as the ambassador of the State of Palestine to be part of this esteemed Algerian community, which is very dear to our hearts. This support gives chance to the Palestinian people to continue their fight for liberation against Zionist colonialism. The Algerian people always inspire us with their struggle. Today, President Tebboune and the Algerian people as a whole support the right of Palestinians, notably the right to self-determination. With the historic support of the Algerian people, President and government, we believe we can overcome colonialism together. And the Palestinian people will do so by following on the footsteps of the Algerian people towards freedom.
Président algérien Abdelmajid Tebboune, le peuple algérien dans son ensemble.
And a similar message of solidarity was extended to our neighbor Western Sahara. In their struggle, they enjoy the unwavering support of both the Algerian people and authorities.
Les Sahraouis ne trouveront jamais vraiment assez de mots pour dire.
We thank Algeria. The Sahrawi people cannot find enough words to express its gratitude for the people of Algeria and its government. The opportunity to live free and independent and to be masters of their own destiny, that everyone in the whole expressed through unwavering solidarity with the Sahrawi and Palestinian people. As Algerian youth, we support oppressed peoples and their right to freedom all around the world. The ambassador's position is very strong regarding this matter, notably via the holding of such event and inviting the Palestinian ambassador. A message from this new generation resonating with the principles of our values, advocating for freedom and independence.
As part of the program initiated by the Grand Mosque of Paris and the Ministry of Youth and Sports, new groups of children of our nationals abroad arrived in Algeria to spend their summer holidays, allowing them to discover more of their homeland. Their departure was covered by Afaf Belhujat, taken up by Laetitia Sadqawi.
The excitement is evident on the faces of these children ahead of their trip from Marseille to their homeland, while their supervisor carefully checks their documents.
I am supervising this group of 8 children for their vacation in Algeria. We will land in Oran, then we will head to Mosaganem. I greatly thank the Grand Mosque of Paris who organized this interesting summer program. I hope that the children, as well as the adults, would make the most of it.
That would also be the wish of their parents, who discovered this initiative launched last year by the Grand Mosque of Paris and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. To them, this is a learning journey to children.
This is a very positive program for children to visit Algeria alone without parents. It is an opportunity for them to be closer to one another and hopefully to get closer to the Algerian fellow citizens too.
A similar atmosphere characterized the departure from Lyon, especially that Lyon had the most participants according to the organizers, encouraged by the last edition's success. For these children, just the idea to visit Algeria is a motivation on its own.
Many thanks to the Grand Mosque of Paris for this trip. We are looking forward to visiting our country.
2 flights from Marseille and Lyon, the last ones in this session, while a second one is expected by the end of this month.
Sports now. The Algerian athlete Jamal Sidati ranked first in the 800. A promising athlete indeed, and a good omen for the upcoming Olympic Games. Still with the sport, the managing board of Sia Belouizdad held last night here in Algiers a ceremony to honor its players after winning the 9th Cup trophy. Last week, this event was marked by the presence of former players and other sporting figures, in addition to fans who attended this joyous get-together to share with their team this indelible occasion. With this, we come to the end of our news bulletin. Tomorrow, another day, other news. Keep tuning to our channel, and bye-bye for now.